All right, so let's drive another street in Norman, Oklahoma. This time we're gonna drive Lindsay Street. We're gonna see quite a bit of campus this time too. If you have any questions for me or need to get a hold of me, get my email. It's linked in the description below so you can find that along with my website. Let's drive Lindsay Street in Norman, Oklahoma. I'll point out some things as we're going. I am a real estate agent in Norman, Oklahoma, so I'll point out some different neighborhoods and things like that for you as well. All right, let's get started.
Hey everybody.
All right, so we're giving you a tour on Lindsay Street. So we're gonna be starting here at Lindsay and 72nd Southeast. So we're in the country right now. So we're gonna go all the way basically to the other side of the interstate, or 1 mile to the other side of it, because that's where it ends. So you'll see this gorgeous country before we get into town, really. Although this is all technically Norman, like the town itself. So anything like surrounding the lake is still the city of Norman. And if you've watched my map tour of Norman, that would probably help you understand kind of where the city limits are. We're just a big sprawling city of around 125,000+ residents. So a lot of these properties out here do have more acreage than just like a normal city lot. Like usually anywhere from 1 to 5 or 10. In a lot of areas, if it's a new house, they actually have to have 10 acres in order to build. Or if it's platted like this one, it looks like they're on like ½ acre to 1 acre lots in this cool little neighborhood. So green right now. We are in July and it's been raining like crazy, so that's why it looks amazing. And then we have some really nice cloud cover today. Well, not cover, because it's really bright and sunny. And as we drive through town, you won't see a ton of traffic because it is a holiday weekend and it is the middle of summer, so we don't get a ton of traffic in the summertime because during school we have around 25,000 extra people in town, or really I think it's around 20, because of the University of Oklahoma. And we'll see some of the University of Oklahoma on this drive. We just gotta get there first. Two-lane road until we get further into town. Some houses here on my left. All of them are on 1 to 5 acre lots. Coming up on 48th Avenue Southeast. That's this stop sign. Highland Hills. We were trying to think of that name the other day. There's a Highland Village and a Highland Hills here in Norman that are both neighborhoods. But Highland Hills has bigger lots. Too many actual hills here in Norman. Oklahoma is definitely a transition state, so eastern Oklahoma has a little bit more of the rolling hills because it's in the foothills of some mountains located in Arkansas called the Ozarks. So these are like very gentle hills here that we've got. Intersection without a stop sign was 36th Avenue. They've got a little horse property out here. It's a little bit hard to see, I do apologize. We're getting much closer into town now. So we have a new neighborhood here on our right, or newer, called Sienna Springs, and then another neighborhood across from it called Stone Lake. Those houses were all built within the past 5 to 10 years. So they are pretty close into town. We're coming up on 24th, which kind of marks like the commercial side of town. Got some new houses going in here for sure. Not very many, but maybe like 15 it looks like, maybe 10. And another little side of that neighborhood. These are some older homes here on my left. They were all built in the late 90s to 2010. So we're gonna start seeing more residential. And then of course we will be driving through a part of campus as well. So this is 24th Avenue Southeast. This light. I remember driving into town whenever I moved here to go to school, and Lindsay was not like this back then. It was just 2-laned for the most part, and it had so much traffic on it, and so they've redone it, and it's so much nicer than it used to be. We have some apartments here. A lot of these are going to be students because the bus runs down here and it's easy to get to campus. So this is Oakhurst and Lindsay, not really a major intersection, just helps to get into some of these apartment complexes. There's just some condos. We have a splash pad coming up here on my right. So these are all over town. Great for the kids to play in, super safe during the summertime. More apartments, people out for their 4th of July weekend. Coming up on Biloxi and Lindsay Street. So there's some commercial on either side. A few stores. Oops, strip mall. Of course, the Sonic. And this light we're coming up on is 12th Avenue Southeast and Lindsay Street. We are getting close to campus. So on our right is a bunch of smaller, older homes. A lot of them were built in the 50s and 60s. We have some apartments here on my left, and we have the big new apartments. I call them new. I don't know how new they are, but they weren't here whenever I moved here. They're called Millennium Apartments, and it's mostly student housing. And of course, the older residential on my right. And you'll see the water tower in front of us, and right on the other side of that is going to be campus. We're coming up on Classen in Lindsay. The original settlement for Norman was actually at this intersection back in the day in around 1889 when the town was established. Railroad tracks right here. On our right is the duck pond. I guess it's a park, I don't know. We always just call it the duck pond. And then the football training center is right in front of us on our right. So you see the little OU flags are everywhere. The mosque in town is on our left here. We are at George and Lindsay. That's the intersection. So here we are hitting OU. So OU still has a lot of residential properties around it. They are much older. You can see some of them here on my left, but on our right is going to be strictly campus. This is one of the dorms here on our left, the tall building that you see. And then Lindsay gets a little bit smaller through campus. On our right is actually the stadium.
Boomer Sooner.
Boomer Sooner. We are both OU graduates, but this is way different than when we went to school. You'll see some different statues and the stadium. This intersection that I'm coming up on here. So this is where the dorms are. The dorms are all down there on my left. Apparently they're tearing down one of them this year. So we have several different dorms, Couch, Adams, and then Kate, Walker. And then on my right is going to be actual like academic campus. So here on the corner is the School of Journalism. And then this will be the South Oval. Lots of crosswalks through here. We're not gonna see like any students right now because it is summertime. The Sower, and then South Oval. One of the big lecture halls is right here, Dale, for now. And then we're coming up on Elm Avenue, which goes through some of campus. We're not turning or anything. So now we've kind of made it through campus and we're hitting some more residential. So we're still gonna have some frat houses, some sorority houses, but starting here at Chautauqua. So this is Chautauqua and Lindsay Street. We have a lot more residential homes, some historic homes down Chautauqua. If you haven't seen my Chautauqua video, I will link it here for you. These homes are older. They're all very different, very cute. This intersection is Flood in Lindsay. Flood is a street that goes all the way through town and connects to the interstate. Big houses out here. We are pretty close to campus. Okay. This intersection with the light is Berry Road and Lindsay. And we're hitting a little bit more commercial for this side of Lindsay. This road was pretty recently expanded and it's more of a boulevard now. They made it like this so that you couldn't stop traffic as much by turning left. So we have some different things, restaurants, grocery stores, of course, churches. This intersection is McGee and Lindsay. Down here, smaller commercial, some apartments, a lot of local restaurants really down this street, and then we also have fast food, but there's both. We're actually getting close to the interstate, so there is a big on-ramp at Lindsay. Here's the overpass. So to go north, we go that way on the interstate, I-35. To go south, we would go that way. We're gonna go straight through and just take you to the end of Lindsay, which ends not even a mile past I-35. Noble Parkway if you've watched my other driving videos. This is Ed Noble Parkway and Lindsay Street. Thank you so much for watching. I would definitely watch this video next.